Hey, greetings and salutations out there in internet land. This is Scott Williamson from Reality Visuals coming to you live from, well, my office. And today I'm going to be doing a quick speed painting here. Well, really it's about 45 minutes long. What you're seeing here is it's sped up about 800%. And so I'm going to talk you through a little bit about what's going on and why I do the things that I do. This is my first video here, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put these videos out there for a little bit of interaction. It's really hard for me to learn in a vacuum, so I really am learning right now. And so I'm really trying to get down some of the basics, to just put my nose to the grindstone and really get some practice in. And so let's jump in and talk about what's going on the screen right here. You'll notice that first I went in with a general brush, did some brown swashes. I just tried to do some like a color to get the idea of what I wanted, but it just wasn't working for me. And so later on I realized that I really am just not good enough to do perspective in my head. So what you see now is I put in some lines there that I can get my perspective, an idea of what my perspective should be. And so now I'm trying to block in some values. I've been watching a lot of YouTube here, trying to learn about how to do these techniques of like concept art is really with a lot of the YouTube videos I've been watching recently. I highly recommend FZD School, hosted by Feng Zhu. He's got a lot of good information, and it's just really fun to watch him paint. So I would highly recommend you guys go and check out his channel. I'll try to post a link to that in the description below. And this is one of the techniques that he was using, and I was trying to use. I did not end up using a lot of this in the end of the painting, but it's just a couple brushes I have from previous projects I've been working on with trees, and just try to get some texture, basically. It's just some grit, something for your eye to grab on the back of the canvas. I really didn't do a very good job of that. I should have put some more texture on the ground layer below the trees, but I didn't. And right here I messed up a little bit on the brush. It ended up being really hazy over there. I should have gone back and tried to change that. But here was the inspiration for this entire photo. Was I wanted to do some rocks by a stream. I've been trying to work on my visual library, and so I've been drawing lots of rocks because, I mean, they make up a lot of structure around you if you're going to be doing any kind of concept art or storybook art or illustration or just anything. So I've been trying to draw rocks, and so I go on to Pinterest and DeviantArt, and I look for tutorials and just look at different ways that people do things. And so this is me trying to practice some of those techniques, and yeah, well, to greater or lesser extent. Here I'm trying to work out those tree forms a little bit more. Like I said, I didn't like how they looked. It looked a little bit like a stamp. It didn't look very, like it was just floating on top of the page. I'm trying to get to grab onto the rest of the canvas and to get it to fit. You'll notice right here my brush stopped. I think I had emergency in my house, and so that will happen every once in a while. Yeah, so while I work on these trees here a little bit, I'm tell you a little bit about myself. As I said, my name is Scott, and I am an aspiring artist. I am no way a what you would call a seasoned professional. I have done some paid work, so I guess that does make me a professional, but as you can tell from my painting, I've got a long ways to go. So, hey, help me along the way. Tell me what you think about the paintings and what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. I'd love to hear from you. But anyway, a lot of this is just for practice. I feel like I watch a lot of YouTube videos, I said, but I really want to apply what I'm learning. Otherwise, it just goes in one ear and out the other. So I'm really trying to practice over and over and over again. Repetition is the basis of learning in my mind. So here I'm trying to put some color into the trees. Everything was kind of monochromatic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And really, I considered about halfway through this painting going into grayscale because I really did not do a good job of drawing out my values. Like if you turn this painting black and white, it probably would not read very well. And so maybe I'll do some black and white value paintings, just try to practice values. But I got some color. It turned out a little bit better than what I was thinking it was going to turn out halfway through. Here I'm trying to work on some details into the rock after I had the main values painted in that I wanted. It's still really rough. That mill big rock actually turns out a little bit is the most refined shape, and that was supposed to be my focal point, and that's what I wanted to spend all my time on. So I guess that's okay. That was one thing that I really learned from FZD school was that you really want to focus on what's important on your picture, and maybe you make that the most detailed part. Everything else doesn't necessarily have to be as detailed as what's in your focal spot. It's amazing what you can get away with. If you look at some of those professional paintings that these guys do on the concept art and stuff, like you have one part that's really well refined and everything else is just general brush splotches all over the page. It's amazing like how much your eye and your mind will actually fill in if you give somebody just a little bit to grab onto. Here I'm working on some atmospheric separation. I'm trying to break up the painting into a few more different levels, because right now it's all really like the same value. It's all really flat, and by making the back values a little bit more gray and hazy like the sky's color, you get some more atmospheric separation. So yeah, hope you guys like this. We're reaching the end here, so you guys have a great day. This is Scott Williamson from Reality Visuals signing off.